Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, everyone. My Zoom session kind of dropped out there at the end, and so I'm recording this video to kind of pick up where I left off. And I was talking about the upcoming exam. And so again, this week we have the homework set that you'll be working on from the 2nd to the 9th. And then next week, starting on the 9th, we'll have exam 2. And so exam 2 will flow very similar to exam 1. Exam 2 will open up on the afternoon of the 9th, and it'll be due on the afternoon of the 16th. So you'll have basically 1 week in order to complete the exam. The exam will be administered in Canvas. It'll be a mixture of multiple choice, true, false, kind of conceptual questions, as well as there will be a few application style questions. These are the questions that usually have problem statements and require you to solve different things depending on the chapters. Speaking of the chapters, what's available or in the field of play, so to speak, is chapters 6, 7, 8, 10, and 11, basically all the course content that we have discussed since our last exam. And so you can see right here, 63 points, and in Canvas you just have 1 attempt to take it. But I usually tell students a little bit about the structure of the exam at least. And so that's what I have here. And so this workbook should give you a little bit of insight into where the questions are coming from. So you can see it, chapter 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, all of them are represented. From the concept questions here, this is the quantitative concept questions. Looks like there's a total of 16 of them there, which amount to 24 out of the 62 points. And the concept questions, again, are multiple choice, true files style of questions. I know we've gone through a lot of terminology lately, like in queues and inventory. Also, there's different parts of terminology when we talk about nonlinear functions, and even back to our linear programming, going a few farther weeks back, right? Chapter 6, we started about network models, and then chapter 7, we introduced the idea of integer and mixed integer programming there. And so we have all those concepts that we could possibly pull from there. So again, on those, I'd always suggest you read through the lecture notes and kind of make sure you understand all of those concepts there. Then the other part of the exam is the applications, right? Giving you a problem statement and asking you to solve it. So notice here, just because the sake of time, and I know that can be a stressor, I've omitted, it looks like, 1 chapter from having any application questions. You can see chapter 7, there won't be any questions that require you to use integer or mixed integer or programming there. And so instead, chapter 6, 8, 10, and 11 are all present there. And also, just because I say there's 1 application question, inside of Canvas, that may be multiple kind of sub-questions, if you will, that all are kind of a part of 1 problem statement. So kind of think of it that way. And then the points here are distributed accordingly. That all amounts to a total points of 62 right here. I think if you look in Canvas, you'll see 63. Basically, I'm giving you 1 point there, more or less for free. And that's for a file upload question. So just like last exam, there is the potential to have partial credit, especially or exclusively for these points over here where you're actually asked to solve a problem. So I very heavily encourage you to upload files that show your work associated with those problems. Then it's kind of a balance. Definitely document to the best of your ability what's going on in the problems, but I also understand the idea that, hey, this is a timed exam, so I can't spend all my time documenting my thoughts there. So definitely do have a certain balance there. And so again, you'll see 63 points, I believe, in Canvas, and that 1 extra point is for file uploads there. I guess the other things to talk about is what are your aids you can use during the exam. Basically, I allow you to use the book. It's open book. It's open note. You're going to be using some sort of software to do the calculations. I don't care if you use Python or Excel. Either of those is fine. Also, one of the things we've done, especially in the lecture I just recorded, was created a lot of functionality in terms of like VBA functions there. I'm really okay if you want to pre-create a workbook, so to speak, that has all of that functionality built into it, and then you can just use that workbook and can submit it as part of your partial credit there. I consider that a fair use of your technology and your preparation for the exam there. So do feel free to do that. The only thing I'd ask is if you're going to be creating such a document, please keep it to yourself and don't go share that with all of your classmates there, so that the way each individual student has to go through the preparation work in order to create such a tool itself there. And I think just out of the idea of doing that preparation work, you will be cementing these concepts into your mind. So again, that is the exam that is going to take place. Again, the exam, as you can see in Canvas, will open up on the 9th, so we got a little ways out, and then we'll run to the 16th. And as always, I will be sending out announcements at the beginning of the weeks just to make sure everybody's on the same page. So again, the short-term thing is the Chapter 11 homework that's due in 1 week, and then the week after we'll be taking exam 2. Always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.